Welcome to this Ferris State University Football National Semifinal Postgame Report. I'm the voice of the Bulldogs, Rob Bentley, alongside Sandy Gholston. After a 55-7 win, the Bulldogs beat the Shepherd Rams to move on to the NCAA Division II National Championship game. Sandy, for the second time in school history, and obviously a big win here in the semifinal.
Yeah, a huge win for the Bulldogs in the semifinals. You think about where we were in McKinney, Texas, in 2018 and what we had to do to get there. The big win over Minnesota State in Mankato, Minnesota. Freezing temperatures, but we were able to be triumphant. That at the time was a huge win in program history, and now here we are 3 years later with a chance to get back to McKinney, Texas after a huge win over Shepherd. So great program moment for the Bulldogs here and an opportunity to play for the national championship.
And the Bulldogs did it tonight in the semifinals. All three phases of the game, Jared Bernhardt returned at quarterback, ran for 5 touchdowns, all in the first half, over 200 yards rushing in the contest. The Bulldog defense, after that opening drive, maybe or two from Shepherd, really closed the door on one of the most prolific offenses here in the country.
Yeah, they say the NCAA football game is coming back for video games, and Jared looked like he was playing with cheat codes right there with the way he was playing. I mean, he was killing it. He came back there, and I mean, most people would like to just debut like that. He comes back like that, and so just a great performance there by Jared. He came in, really set a great tone right off the bat, and the Bulldogs came in with a game plan to dominate the line of scrimmage, especially on the offensive line against the Shepherd defensive line. And really, when you think about the key to success for the Bulldogs, it really started with that offensive line right off the bat. It started with the defensive line too. We really controlled the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively.
Speaking of the offensive and defensive lines, obviously the Bulldogs, a number of seniors return, 5th, 6th, 7th year guys. I know this win means a great deal to those guys that waited for this opportunity.
It does. You know, you talked about not only the COVID year, that a lot of those guys did not get a chance to play last year, but we also have some guys that were part of that team that made the run to the national championship game in 2018. Those guys are motivated as well. And so when you have the motivation of some of those guys, 5th, 6th, 7th year senior guys, they want to finish some unfinished business. They want to be able to accomplish something. They want to make history for Ferris State University, Ferris State football by winning the national championship.
Ferris State Bulldogs have been impressive through 3 playoff games thus far, and all 3 playoff-type weather here in the month of December in Big Rapids.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of everything here over the last 3 weeks, but what we've also had is 3 wins over 3 very good programs. You think about Grand Valley, the win over there. Always seemed to beat your rival in the snow, crazy snow, couldn't see the yard lines, everything was crazy. Grounds crew did a great job clearing everything, and then the snow kept coming, and the grounds crew kept doing their job, and then you come back and get a big dominant win there. Then you come back to Northwest Missouri State, doesn't get any easier. You handle business against those guys, and then you set the table for what happened this week. And so another great performance here by the Bulldogs as they look ahead to the rematch with Valdosta State.
Speaking of the rematch, Valdosta State, a big win over Colorado Mines here in the semifinal round. Ferris State, Valdosta State met in 2018, a game that went down to the final possession.
It did. Went down to the final possession. Big 2-point conversion at the end. Thrilling contest. A lot of offense between the 2 teams, and just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It came down to the 2 teams that it probably should have come down to. Unfortunately, we did not come up on the top end of that, but we're hoping that in the rematch, we'll be able to kind of right that ship that didn't go our way in 2018 and get it done in 2021.
Bulldogs hoping the weather rights the ship as well. Moving from Michigan-type weather here to Texas, where I know the Bulldogs will be ready to play next Saturday.
Yeah, Coach Anise said if it's anything like this in Texas that he's going to be mad. I'd be mad too, because we're leaving this and it's supposed to be in the 50s next week. So hopefully we'll get some good weather down in McKinney, Texas. We'll be able to enjoy that and enjoy all the pomp and circumstances, all the great things that are a part of playing for the national championship. And then hopefully we'll be able to punctuate it with a great Bulldog victory.
We'll have more coverage throughout the week as Ferris State gears up for the trip to McKinney, Texas in the NCAA Division II National Championship game. Final score tonight, it was Ferris State 55, Shepherd 7 here in the D2 semifinals at Top Tiger Field.